And good evening, everybody. This is Brant Warren here in the Weather Center again, back with you for another tornado warning. We had a tornado warning issued just a few seconds ago, and it is going to be for Huron, Richland, Ashland, and Crawford counties until 6:30 p.m. So we're going to hang out with you here for another 45 minutes. This one is actually much more intense than the circulations that we've seen earlier. Actually, to the point where it's actually very concerning. So this is downtown Mansfield. It is just west of that, south of it's going to be south of US 30 and south of State Route 309. Basically right over just north of Ontario. And that's going to be where the circulation is here. Let's see. There is. It's kind of out by itself in a cluster of kind of individual storms. But the area that we're watching is right over Ontario. That is just west of Mansfield here. So we'll go ahead and turn back on the velocity product here, and you can see right here is definitely the most intense signature we've seen all day. I'm watching the debris tracker on the background here just to see if something pops up there. But this is kind of on the back end of a thunderstorm that is currently affecting northern Ohio. So here's the airport. This is Mansfield Regional Airport, and the circulation is just north of Ontario. And actually, the latest scan kind of has it backing off just a little bit. It's going to be right in this area where the circulation is. So we'll continue to watch this. Again, this is west of Mansfield and just north of Ontario there in Richland County. So we're continuing to watch this, and let's see if we can... I don't know if the terminal Doppler in Dayton... I'm going to zoom out here and see if the terminal Doppler in Dayton is within range. And it is in range. It's on the very edge. This kind of gives us a little better of a idea of what's going on here. So this is the circulation right here. Actually, let me redraw that because it actually just updated. So this is the circulation right here. It's north of US 30 now, south of Amory. It's going to be west of the Mansfield Regional Airport. And very briefly, I'm actually going to try to go back a couple frames and see if we can see where this was very concerning. So the tornado warning was issued right here over Ontario. Just south of US 30, and now it is north of US 30. I'm actually going to go back to the other radar because I think we get a better view from the next rad out of Cleveland. So here's the circulation right here. We'll go ahead and put a track on it for you. That's where we're watching right there. Just south of Taylortown and south of Shelby, again in Richland County. So we'll go ahead and get out of this. We'll back out just a little bit here, and we're going to go ahead and put a track on this. This is currently moving off to the north at 50 miles per hour, so a little bit faster than the storms that we have been tracking today. Again, almost due north. We'll go ahead and put a track on this. We'll take it to the we'll take it all the way up to Norwalk here. And we'll type it in at 50 miles an hour. And here's your track. So let me make sure we can see this here. I wish I could make this bigger. I don't think I can, though. So anyway, Spring Mill, less than 1 minute. Your time is up. Taylortown, less than 4 minutes. Planktown, 13 minutes. Shiloh, 14 minutes. Plymouth, about 16 minutes. And eventually into Delphi and Greenwich in about 18 and 19 minutes respectively. So currently watching a couple spots here, like it seems to be the trend for most of the day. We might be having another circulation right over the airport there in Richland County, because this one that had the warning issued for it, or at least the part that we saw when the warning was issued, is not really there anymore, but the tornado warning is still there. I'll go over the counties again here in just a minute, but yeah, it looks like this is now the main circulation. We'll go ahead and zoom in here. You can see the airport's right there. This is State Route 13. that goes in Richmond County for Mansfield. And looking at some other stuff here, not seeing anything in the way of reports. But again, this is the circulation right here. I'll go ahead and circle it. If you know anybody up in the Richland County area, this also goes for parts of I'm sorry, hang on here. Yeah, so this is in Richland County, and this is actually right over the airport. So if you look where the circulation is, I'll circle it one more time. You can kind of see these lighter colors mixed with the darker colors, darker shades of green. Typically, we see reds there, which is good that we're not seeing that. That means it's not a very tight couplet, but it is still there nonetheless. And we're continuing to watch this. So again, this is for Richland, Ashland, Crawford, and Huron counties until 6:30. This is radar indicated. Nothing in the way of ground confirmation. It says this dangerous storm will be near Plymouth around 6 o'clock. So Plymouth, you've got less than 7 minutes now. And then eventually, if this circulation continues up State Route 13, it is moving almost due north. You're going to run into Shenandoah, Rome, and then eventually up into Greenwich. So continuing with you here for a little bit longer until this tornado warning expires. You can see right there is right when we came on. That's when the tornado warning was issued, and that was a very convincing couplet that at least there was some rotation there. I don't know about a tornado. We haven't had any ground truth, but right there between US 30 and State Route 309 is where we saw that. And you saw it move off to the north and then kind of switch over here to more to the east near Epworth. That's where we're currently watching this rotation as we speak. And the latest scan came in. This is coming in very rapidly, and I will say the good news is it looks like, just like the other one that we saw earlier in Montgomery and Miami County, this looks like it is almost faded away at this point very quickly. We mentioned today that we did have a low tornado risk, and we're going to see these quick spin-up tornadoes, and that's possibly what we could have saw just west of Mansfield. But again, no ground confirmation as of now. But this is continuing to move through into the northern part of Richland County, and it will eventually make its way into Huron County here within the next, I would say, 20 minutes or so. But again, this is a tornado warning that goes until 6:30. And it does include Huron, Richland, Ashland, Crawford counties until 6:30. So again, not really too much in the way of reports. I'm talking with my team in the background, and not really seeing anything else in the way of reports or ground confirmation out of this. This is a very, very broad rotation. It was real tight there for one or two couplets, and then it has since backed off. So we'll go ahead and put the radar into motion here. You can see the circulation down here west of Mansfield that moved almost directly through Ontario, and then north of US 30 it kind of faded away, and then we had a secondary circulation over here near the airport, and that has since diminished within the last couple of scans too. But if there is something there, it's going to be right here just south of Rome. And I'll go ahead and stop the radar here so that's not playing. Just south of Rome along State Route 13 east of Shelby. That's where we're going to be watching. But if you are, we have to respect the polygon. So if you are in this tornado warning, you have to seek shelter until the storm passes, just so we can keep you and everyone safe. I'll go ahead and name out some towns that are in the polygon. And if you hear your town called out, to go ahead and seek shelter, because you are under this tornado warning until 6:30 p.m. So Shelby, Trio, Shiloh, Rome, New Haven, Greenwich, Willard, I believe that's Fitchville, New London, all the way up to Peru, Heartland, Clarksfield, and it does include the southern city limits of Norwalk, up here in Huron County, and eventually this is Erie County up here. So eventually the storm will be moving up in that direction, but Erie, you are not under a tornado warning at this time. So we'll go ahead and flip back to the reflectivity here, and you can see this small cell in northern Richland County getting ready to move into Huron County that's causing the tornado warning. But again, no reports of anything on the ground, and since the tornado warning was issued, it has the circulation has greatly diminished since that warning was issued. So we'll go ahead and take a wider scope of things. I know there's some other active storms going on. We'll go ahead and flip over to the Pittsburgh radar here, and you can see this line that has the severe thunderstorm warning basically from just south of Akron down to New Martinsville, right along the Ohio-West Virginia border there. And this has been pretty consistent, warned all the way back from central Kentucky as it's progressed through the day, the past 6 hours, as it's moved into out of Kentucky into Ohio, and then is now getting ready to move into the panhandle of West Virginia, and then fortunately out of our coverage area into Pennsylvania. So luckily we haven't had too much in the way of reports of damage from this line. You can see some reports back in here of some tree and power line damage associated with the wind, but overall the tornado threat has been very low. It's mainly been a straight line wind threat with this as this continues to move off to the northeast there. So back up to the tornado warning. They have updated it a little bit. Mansfield, you are no longer in the tornado warning, so we can give it all clear to Mansfield and Ontario. Shelby, Shiloh, New Haven, Willard, Greenwich, you are still in the tornado warning. Parts of Huron County as well, and I believe we lost Ashland County from this tornado warning. Yes, so Ashland, you are in the clear. You are no longer on the tornado warning. Huron, Richland, and Crawford counties remain under a tornado warning until 6:30 this evening. Again, just naming some popular landmarks here. This is US 224 in Huron County. And this is generally where the storm is going to be moving. We're going to be watching this over the next couple scans. And you can see Shenandoah, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now. Rome, you need to be in your safe place right now. This is basically following U.S. State Route 13. And it's actually going to go west of State Route 13 as it continues north. But right here where these red and greens are touching, basically right where just south of Shenandoah, that's where we're seeing that circulation right now. You can see it's actually right over Shenandoah now. Crestview High School is right here. This is northwest of Crestview High School. Waiting for a couple more scans to come in. We're actually going to look at it from the terminal Doppler. And these two radars actually paint a very different picture. But nonetheless, right over Rome and Shenandoah, that's right where we're watching the current circulation follow up into Huron County as we speak. So if you live in the Fowler Woods State Nature Preserve, this is heading your direction. This is the line for the separation from Huron County and Crawford County, or Richland County, Richland County. It does include a small portion, the extreme northeast portion of Crawford County. But the main structure of this associated with the circulation is purely in Richland County, getting ready to move into Huron County here. So State Route 13 right here, Rome, Shenandoah, that's where that circulation is. It's probably actually north of Shenandoah now that the circulation is, or the radar scan's a few minutes old. We're going to check correlation coefficient, and the correlation coefficient is our debris tracker. Shows us that things that are in the air that are not supposed to be, so it could be sheet metal, it could be wood, anything that's not, hail, rain, or anything that's not supposed to be in the air. It's going to bounce back as a bluish color, and we're not seeing that right now. But I'll tell you what, that latest scan has that circulation ramping up significantly just north of Shenandoah, just east of Rome as well. So if you are in northern Richland County, go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Sirens going off in Norwalk. Yes, the Norwalk is not in the warning. The southern city limits are, but this eventually will be heading up your direction, so it's not a bad idea to take your tornado precautions as we speak. So again, this is the circulation right here, waiting for a couple more scans to come in, and that is the tightest that we have seen it all day. So this is becoming, we've seen these throughout the day. We've seen these quick spin up circulations. We haven't had any confirmed tornadoes today, but we have had quick spin up circulations, and we're definitely seeing another one here just east of Rome. I'll go ahead and circle it one more time for you. You can see the wraparound effect of the wind. That's where we're seeing the circulation. Continuing to monitor the correlation coefficient. Again, that's our debris tracker in the background. As you can see, this is quickly moving off to the north now, north of Rome. It's going to be east of Shiloh, and kind of in between Shiloh and the Fowler Woods State Nature Preserve, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago. So definitely a circulation that is worth mentioning. If you are in the path of it, seek shelter. Again, between Shiloh and the Fowler Woods State Nature Preserve, getting ready to cross out of Richland County into Huron County. Greenwich, you are on the path of this. Delphi, New Haven, you are in the warning. Willard, you are also in the warning. And then ultimately, later on down the road, upward to Centerton, Steuben, North Fairfield, and Fitchville, eventually as it moves into Huron County. So continuing to watch some things on the back end of this, off screen here, and you can see that circulation is definitely, we'll put it into motion here so you can kind of see the motion of it kind of pop up there real quick, and then you can see it, the next couple scans that come in here, we'll see if it strengthens or fades. We've seen very rapidly today these intense rotation signatures, and then they quickly dissipate within the next couple of scans. So you can see right over Shenandoah, that's really where the circulation kind of intensified, and then it moved over Rome, and then eventually it is north of Rome right now, getting ready to move into Huron County. So not seeing anything on the debris tracker as of now, and that's a good thing because that's showing us that we don't have any tornado on the ground. We just have a kind of an interesting upper level rotation signature that we're dealing with. And yes, I'm seeing a couple questions about Mansfield. So Mansfield is down here. This is the Mansfield Airport, and we did have a report of a gust of 53 miles per hour associated with this storm. But Mansfield is in the clear. You are no longer in the tornado warning. This is moved into northern Richland County and is getting ready to move into Huron County eventually here within the next few minutes, getting ready to cross the county line. So what to do during a tornado warning? Well, let's go over that real quick. So what you want to do is you want to go to the lowest floor of your house. You want to go to the closest room to the center of your house. That puts as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And then you're going to want to get as far away from windows. We've seen countless times people be injured by flying debris that breaks windows, and that flying glass combined with that wind and anything that wind can bring into your home or business can potentially harm you. So we want to keep you away from that. And if you are in your safe place, which you should be if you are in this tornado warning, go ahead and grab that bike helmet, go ahead and grab a mattress, go ahead and grab anything really that can protect you from flying debris if any windows or debris would enter your house. So I'm continuing this tornado warning. I'll go ahead and go over the counties again. It is for Huron, Richland, and parts of northeastern Crawford County until 6:30 p.m. Again, not seeing anything too convincing to tell us that there's a tornado on the ground. We have seen these very quick burst circulations, and they've eventually they've quickly backed down after a couple scans, and we have had no reports across the coverage area of tornadoes today. That is the good news. We are just watching. My apologies. This one tornado warning, and as I mentioned earlier, we do have that cluster of storms that line of storms that is currently moving into the West Virginia Panhandle and then eventually into Pennsylvania and out of our coverage area. So let's look from the terminal Doppler at this tornado warning and see if we can see anything concerning. And just some broad rotation associated with the storm. We'll go up here and flip it back to the next rad because the next rad out of Cleveland has been giving us the best views of this storm. And we'll go ahead and look again, and if there is anything, there are a couple areas of a very broad rotation. I'll go ahead and circle them here. We are getting ready to move in fully into Huron County here, right here just northeast of Shiloh, and then we're going to have another one here in northern Crawford County, also getting ready to move into Huron County as well. So again, tornado warning continues for Crawford, Huron, and Richland counties until 6:30 p.m. this evening. So again, not really much in the way of velocity. We saw that ramp up just a few minutes ago, but since then we haven't. It's kind of faded away. You can see right over Shenandoah. We'll go ahead and zoom in here. That's what we look for when we look for, and we actually may have had something there. We didn't have any confirmed debris on radar or any ground truth of a tornado, but that was definitely the strongest circulation we've seen all day, where you see these red and greens touching. That is what we look for when we look for possible tornadoes. So again, you can see as we progress over the past 15 minutes or so, you can kind of see that fade away, and you get more of these grays in here, which separate the red and the green, and that indicates to us that it is becoming more broader and is not likely going to, at least at this time, with this scan, is not going to produce a tornado. So, but the tornado warning is in effect. We could see this velocity ramp up again at any second. That's why the tornado warning is there for another 21 minutes until 6:30. And again, I'll go ahead and pull the information up for you here. I'll make sure you can see this as well for anybody interested. And we'll go ahead and more or less kind of double box this so you can see all the information there from the warning and as I'm talking about this. So again, not seeing... Looking at some stuff on the background here, seeing very, very broad rotation, if any at all. And we've seen this several times today, where we see a couplet ramp up rather quickly and then back down over the next couple of scans fairly quickly. So the immediate threat is for northern Richland County and the central and southern part of Huron County, areas south of, let me get that that marker there for you. So this is going to be US 20. So areas south of US 20 in Huron County is where we're going to be watching for this potential circulation ramping back up again. So if there's anything, it's right along US 224 right now in Crawford County. We'll go ahead and pop some other products on here, and we'll go ahead and look at the correlation coefficient. And you can see what we're really looking for is some gray and blues that are almost in a ball, if you would, or a circle. That indicates to us the tornado and the swirling debris in the air that's being lofted. And currently we are not seeing anything. This is just indicating some rain, some hail, stuff that is supposed to be in the air. If it wasn't supposed to be in the air, that indicates a tornado lifting stuff up that is not supposed to be there. So we'll go ahead and go back to velocity. And again, very broad rotation, pretty much all along this line, along US 224 right here. We do have this area. It's kind of bouncing around here within this storm cluster. But if there was anything to be concerned about right here on this entire scan, it is just south of New Haven, just crossing out of Richland County into Huron County. And that's the area that we are watching right now. So again, this tornado warning goes for another 17 minutes. I do believe it will be trimmed back, hopefully just to include Huron County. But again, it does include northeastern Crawford County and northern Richland County for at least another 17 minutes or so. But again, this is the part that I am concerned about right here. That is... well, it just updated again. We're getting scans very quickly today, which is a good thing. So we'll go ahead and put a track on this for you, that circulation, and we'll go ahead and do that real quick. So still has the storm moving. Just let me double check here at 45 miles per hour, so it's slowed down just a bit. We'll go ahead and continue up to Norwalk, and we'll do 45. Oh, my bad. 45 miles per hour. We'll go ahead and pop some times on here for you. North Fairfield, 7 minutes. Peru in about 13 minutes. Standardsburg in 18 minutes. Norwalk in 20 minutes. Same for Monroeville as well. So Norwalk is the major population center there in Huron County. You are not under. You are on the very edge of this tornado warning. You are not under the tornado warning right now. But be prepared as the storm continues to move off to the north. This will be on your doorstep within the next 20 minutes or so. So again, we'll go ahead and turn back on the reflectivity product here so you can see not a lot of lightning associated with this. Not seeing really any lightning strikes out of this at all. And just looking at some of your comments here, we see a... Okay, so I see a comment here, a train spotter. He is at the intersection of 224 and 13 and sees a wall cloud following 13 up. So we're going to go ahead and he is going to be right here. And I'm guessing, if I had to guess, it's going to be off to the west here. Basically right over the town of Greenwich. So he is right here reporting a wall cloud off to the west here. Just crossed US 224 there in Huron County, and the storm is fully into Huron County now. So we can, once this warning drops off for Richland and Crawford County, we'll go ahead and give you guys an all clear. But as that tornado warning stands right now, it still does include those counties. Seeing another comment. Looking at the radar. So yeah, actually, if there is going to be a tornado out of this, it's likely going to be rain wrapped. You can see when we circle the circulations right here near Greenwich, you can see rain basically surrounding the entire circulation. There's also another one off here. So likely it's going to be rain wrapped. You're not going to be able to see anything, so we don't want you out on the porch filming or driving, trying to stay sheltered as soon as possible. So we do have continued reports of a wall cloud associated with this, and that's typically that leads to tornadoes pretty often there. So if the ingredients are right, so we're currently watching that, and the circulation. Just looking over some more reports. Yep, so you can see where it's at. We're right over Greenwich. This is in Huron County. The southern part of Huron County is where we're at, again. And the circulation, one right here, just crossed US 224 there east of New Haven and west of Delphi. And then another one north of Greenwich where we have a report of a wall cloud that typically is associated with circulation. So No reports of a tornado on the ground yet. Currently looking at our debris tracker on the background here. Still not seeing anything on that. Crawford County, you have been taken out of this warning. Again, it only included a small portion of Crawford County, but Crawford County, you are, we can go ahead and give you the all clear. You are no longer under the tornado warning. Northern Richland County as well, we can go ahead and give you the all clear since this storm is fully moved out of Crawford County as well. So seeing something very interesting scan in, and I'm going to see if it's going to hold together because I'm seeing a gate-to-gate shear right here indicating circulation to me. That's the one that just crossed between New Haven and Delphi, right across 224 there in Huron County. And we're going to wait for another scan to come in here. But again, this tornado warning goes for Huron County for another 12 and a half minutes, give or take a little bit here. So we've seen this velocity. There it goes. It's kind of falling apart again. So we're fluctuating in velocity. We have a tight couplet that's concerning. And then all of a sudden we see it back off and kind of fade away a couple scans later. So again, nothing on the ground right now. Continuing to look at some stuff in the background here. And looking over a few different sources. And yeah, the main circulation right now is going to be right here. It's going to be, I'll go ahead and circle it on your screen here. This makes it easier to locate on the screen because I know it's kind of a mess to look at sometimes. Just crossed US 224 between New Haven and Delphi. Is currently heading to the north, almost due north. So it's getting ready to get very close to Steuben and North Fairfield, almost right in between those cities, and those are smaller communities. So if you know anybody up there, ask them to call them. Just let them know that they've got a tornado warning there. Go ahead and seek shelter. We'll go ahead and put another track on this since we have a more well-defined broad circulation. Right now, we're going to do it at 45 miles per hour. We'll go over some places again here. Peru in less than 11 minutes. Standardsburg around 15 minutes. And then ultimately up into Norwalk and Monroeville in roughly 17 minutes. So if you know anybody in this area, go ahead and give them a call. Tell them to go to the lowest floor of their house and get to the center room, the most center room that they can. That could be a stairwell, a bathroom, any type of room, whatever is to the most center part of your house. That's where you're going to want to go and put as many walls between you and the outside and windows as possible. That's going to protect you from flying debris should a window break and debris start flying in. So looking at a few other things here, and I haven't heard anything related to if they're going to extend this warning. As of right now. Continuing to watch this. I'll go ahead and get that off because I did that by accident. Right between Steuben and North Fairfield in Huron County. That's where we are at, for those asking. Shiloh, you are in the clear. This storm has moved fully out of Richland County, despite you still being under the tornado warning. We can go ahead and give you the all clear since this has pretty much moved fully out of Richland County and is purely affecting Huron County as we speak. So again, fluctuations in the velocity. It ramps up very quickly and then drops off. We have had several reports of a wall cloud. And again, it's very difficult when we are talking about a specific area to try to answer comments related to individual locations. That is very difficult to do, especially with a one-man team. So if you are calling out individual locations, if your area has not been called out, You are currently not under a tornado warning. I'll go ahead and go over that again in just a second here, but it is very difficult to go through, and we don't have time to name individual locations outside of the warning. We're only concerned about the warning at this time. So again, we are in Huron County. It is fully moved out of Richland County. This is south of Norwalk. It does include the southern part of Norwalk, right there where US 20 kind of goes around Norwalk there. Anybody in this red box, Greenwich, New Haven, Willard, Fitchville, Heartland, Peru. We'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit tighter so we can get some of the smaller communities in here. Centerton, Havana, Bismarck, Hunts Corner, Standardsburg, Heartland, Station, and West Heartland, and Olena, I believe is how you pronounce that. Those are all cities that are under the tornado warning. Ultimately, if you are in Norwalk or Monroeville, you are not currently under the tornado warning. But you do need to be aware of this in case a extension is issued. But right now, the circulation is very broad, and I'm not really seeing anything on the debris or ground truth at this time. So that is great news. It's pretty much the case with all of our tornadoes today, or tornado warnings today. We have not received any reports of tornadoes, at least to my knowledge. So again, Richland County, you are in the clear. This is fully moved out of Richland County. You're still, the extreme northern part of Richland County is still under a tornado warning, but the threat is over for you guys again. So we'll go ahead and put a track on this. And I am trying to see if the National Weather Service is interested in extending this warning, and thus far we have not seen anything indicating they will extend this warning. So hopefully this will be allowed to expire on time, and we will be able to end this stream, and you can get back to whatever it is you were doing on this Memorial Day weekend. I know we have a lot of plans. It is Memorial Day weekend, and I know a lot of plans involve outdoor activities, but until these storms pass, go ahead and give them a chance to pass, and then once they're passed, we should be clear for the rest of the evening here. That has been the case for most of the area, especially southwest Ohio. So again, I'm going to zoom out here just to give you a basic idea of where we're at. We are in northern Ohio. This is Huron County. This is Erie County, right where Interstate 80 and 90 combine that go through Erie County. This is just south of that in Huron County. This is Mansfield. And again, I believe, so Richland County, you are officially dropped from the warning. So we can officially... In Richland County, the all clear, the sirens should stop sounding. This is purely a Huron County storm for the next 6 minutes. Still indicating radar indicated rotation. No ground truth as of yet. When we talk about ground truth, we mean nobody has seen this tornado on the ground as of now. We did have a report from a train spotter of a wall cloud, but we haven't had any ground truth from this storm or any spotters confirm a tornado on the ground, just a brief wall cloud. Looking at some comments, there is no tornado warning in Knox County, Ohio, as far as I know. No, there's no warning in Knox County, Ohio. Yeah, it is on the weakening side, Porter, from Shelby and Richland County. Yeah, that did pass fairly close to you, just off to the east. But again, this isn't a summer-type supercell. This is more of a cluster of storms that have showed a brief ability to show us some quick rotation, and then within the next couple of scans or next couple of minutes, it dies down and no longer is of concern. So again, the tornado warning is for most of Huron County. It doesn't include Norwalk. I know a lot of the highest population center up there is Norwalk, and it does not include it. It does include a little bit of the southern tip of Norwalk, right where US 20. This is Fisher Titus Medical Center. That is in the warning, but the main portion downtown Norwalk is not in the warning. So again, we'll go ahead and circle. It's kind of hard to spot where this is because it's weakened so much and is not showing a very clear indication of where the rotation is now. But if there is anything, it's going to be just south of Peru right here. And I'll go ahead and put a track on that for you as well. Still moving off to the north for another 2 minutes at 50 miles per hour. So we'll go ahead and this warning is likely going to be allowed to expire. But before it does, we'll go ahead and throw out these 3 cities here. So Peru in less than 4 minutes. It's right on your doorstep. Monroeville in about 10 minutes. And Milan in about 14 minutes. Same with Norwalk, about 10 minutes from now is where that circulation will be entering your community. So, again, we're probably going to let this expire. I don't see anything in the National Weather Service chat as it pertains to an extension of this warning, so likely will be allowed to expire within the next minute and a half here. Looking over some other things, not really seeing anything in the way of additional circulations really anywhere in the coverage area. It's just this one tornado warning we are left with for less than 1 minute now. So I want to jump over to this line that is still hanging on here. It's held strong since all the way back into parts of western Kentucky, and is getting ready to move into the panhandle of West Virginia. Still some strong gusty winds here in eastern Ohio, and then it'll eventually move into Pennsylvania and will be out of our coverage area. But still seeing a potential weakening trend with this, seeing some pockets of some stronger wind here. I'll go ahead and circle it. Again, this is in this is in eastern Ohio. And you can see some pockets of some pretty gusty winds there, upwards of 70 miles per hour. We have had reports all along this line of 50, 60, and a couple spots at 70 mile per hour wind gusts. So that is enough to do some damage if you are caught outside. So you don't want to be caught outside. Remember, when thunder roars, go indoors. A lot of lightning associated with this line. I know when it came through my area a few hours ago, there was a pretty decent amount of lightning with it, almost a constant rumble of thunder. So seeing a lot of energy out of this line, mainly north of 70 there in eastern Ohio. But no active tornado warnings on that. And we do have another severe thunderstorm warning up here for Toledo, Bowling Green, and Fremont. This is just a severe thunderstorm warning at this time, and there's really no good radar site here. We could try to go up to the Michigan radar. It is tagged tornado possible, but right now not seeing anything in the way of major rotation that would throw any red flags up to us just looking at it. So we'll go ahead and look back from here, and yeah, there's not really any good radar site. It's kind of in the middle of 3 different radar sites here. We'll look at the reflectivity here and show you that it's just a cluster of thunderstorms. You've got some lightning here, some pockets of heavier rain, likely some gusty winds in here up to 60 miles per hour, and little less than quarter-sized hail, less than 3/4 inch sized hail, so less than quarter-sized. And it is tagged tornado possible, and it says remain alert for possible tornadoes, and they can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. So again, we'll keep an eye on this. Not seeing anything in the way of concern right now, but again, as if today is any lesson of how these storms are behaving, they can ramp up pretty quickly and produce a signature that's concerning for a couple of scans, and then it fades away. So again, we haven't had any reports of confirmation of any tornadoes today, and again, that tornado warning for Huron County has been allowed to expire on time. They have elected not to issue an extension at this time, so that is good news. Just some a rain and maybe some thunder and gusty winds there in Huron County now with that storm. But for now, I'm going to look over some comments real quick, and we're going to go ahead and end it here since we do not have an active tornado warning. Again, not seeing anything in the way of any new reports coming in. So again, we're going to go ahead and end the stream here. For the remainder of the day, we will keep an eye on this, and if we need to come back live, we will. But when thunder roars, go indoors, let these storms pass. Oh, and as we said that, we had a new tornado warning issued. This is actually going to be for the Pittsburgh market. And we'll go ahead and get this popped in here. And just as I said that, a very, very small portion of, I don't know what this is. That's a interesting looking tornado warning, but we'll go ahead and take it and treat it seriously here. It expires in 12 minutes, so a very, very short-lived tornado warning. And I am trying to get the counties here. We'll go ahead and pull it up on here if we can. We'll kind of double box this per se. So this is going to be for northeastern Monroe, southeastern Belmont, Marshall, and Brooke counties on the West Virginia Panhandle. And those are all counties that we cover. So this is another tornado warning. This does not include Wheeling. It is just south of Wheeling. Wheeling is up here, as you can see. I'll go ahead and circle a map for you. This does not include Wheeling. But it does include Moundsville, Bartlett, Limestone, and Bel Air in the eastern part of Ohio. So we'll go ahead and continue to look at this. It looks like right here is the circulation. I'm going to butcher this name, but I'm going to attempt to pronounce it. Pohonta Point is right there on the Ohio West Virginia border, and this is getting ready to cross into the West Virginia, into Brooke and into Brooke County. So we'll go ahead, and I believe there is a terminal Doppler up here, fairly close to here. So we'll go ahead and flip over there. Sometimes these give us a better view of the circulation. You can kind of see something right here. It's kind of messy, very edge of the radar site. So not going to get a very clear picture out of this right now, but right on the Ohio border, Ohio-West Virginia border is where we're watching this right now, near Pohonta Point. And let's go ahead and see if we can flip back to the next rad, because this is on the very edge of, you can kind of see this on the edge of the radar site. You can kind of see this bowing structure here, right where this goes out. This is where you're going to look for the circulation. And it's kind of like a sideways hook almost, and you can see that really clearly on the latest scan here. Got some good inflow to this storm, and you can see what looks to be a sideways hook right here. And that's where we're watching for the potential for a tornado. So again, this, I believe the National Weather Service has fully took Hancock County out of this warning. And they have. So it's just Monroe, Belmont, and Marshall counties until 6:45 p.m. So a very short-lived tornado. We'll go ahead and go back to the velocity picture here. And it's going to be approaching Moundsville. This is moving more northeast. Most of the storms we have had today have been moving north, but this line has consistently been moving off to the northeast. So we'll go ahead and put it in motion here. Right here where Pohonta Point is, right where that circulation is moving up toward Moundsville. And hang on one second. So again, this is for it's going to be a tornado warning for another 8 minutes for northeastern Monroe, southeastern Belmont, and Marshall counties, and 2 of those counties are in, actually 1 of those counties are in the West Virginia Panhandle, Marshall County. So again, as we see this tornado warning, if you are in the tornado warning, please seek shelter. That's going to be the lowest floor near the center and as far away from windows as you can. Grab that bike helmet, grab that heavy jacket, whatever you can to, if debris starts flying in, anything to protect yourself from flying debris. If there is anything to be concerned about, it's approaching Moundsville, West Virginia, and it is just south of Glendale, Shadyside, and Bel Air. I'm going to go ahead and circle it here, the area of concern. And again, this image is a few minutes old here. So likely going to see a updated warning, and they actually just did update it. So let's see if they have elected to... So nothing's changed except Belmont, and it's only Belmont and Marshall counties now. So they have taken... Whoops. Go ahead and fast forward here to live. So anyway, outside of this tornado warning, you can see embedded in the tornado warning is embedded in the severe thunderstorm warning is the tornado warning. You can see that 70 mile per hour winds is the hazard here, and the damage threat is considerable. So if you are outside, you do not want to be caught outside in this. If you can bring any loose furniture, garbage cans, and bring yourself and any kids inside until this thing passes, because these storms have been producing very strong wind across much of Kentucky, Ohio, and now into the eastern Ohio and the West Virginia Panhandle, eventually into Pennsylvania. We're almost there, though. So right over Moundsville is where we're going to be concerned for this rotation. And not seeing anything in the way of reports coming in. Monitoring team chat. Monitoring team chat on the back side here. So again, this is for Moundsville. The circulation is right over Moundsville, getting ready to move through not Brooke County. I am so sorry. Marshall County, West Virginia, on the Panhandle, and eventually will be into parts of Pennsylvania. So just looking over a few other things here. This is where we have this tornado warning. Again, we are in the Panhandle of West Virginia, and you can see right near Moundsville is where we're seeing that rotation right now. Very strong wind, if not a tornado. We'll go ahead and turn on the inspector tool here. And you can see radar indicating upwards of, there's a 70 mile per hour gust. So 70 mile per hour gust out of this storm. If you aren't seeing a tornado, definitely still treat it as a tornado warning, as that tornado warning is in place, but very, very strong winds if you are not going to be seeing a tornado. So still take this seriously. As you can see, we have those severe thunderstorms. I'll go ahead and turn that off. Severe thunderstorms, and the damage threat is considerable. You can see that in the red box. Again, this is the only active tornado warning in our area. We should be able to wrap up coverage here relatively soon as this warning gets ready to expire here in about 4 minutes. We'll see if they elect to issue another warning or not, but all indications right now is it's a straight line wind threat. Treat it as a tornado warning, as we have that tornado warning in place. So again, I'll pop this up here. We'll kind of double box it, and actually let's go ahead and double box this. Actually, we're going to have the reflectivity on the right and the velocity on the left here, so you can see right where we are talking about. It's right here on this kind of sideways hook looking structure to this storm back here near Moundsville, continuing to move off to the northeast. So we'll go ahead and put a track on this real quick so you can see the side-by-side. If not a tornado, as I said, a good bowing structure within this storm, and then the radar is indicating upwards of 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So very strong gusty winds as this continues to pass. So we'll go ahead and put a track on this for you. Again, this is getting ready to quickly move into Pennsylvania right here. This solid blue line right where my mouse is, that is the Pennsylvania border, getting ready to move into Pennsylvania. So we'll go ahead and put a track on this, moving to the northeast, and it is moving at, let's see here, 55 miles per hour. So fairly quickly off to the northeast here. I'll go ahead and make this track a little bit longer so we can try to get some population centers in here. So Glendale, it is right on top of you. Glendale Heights, less than 2 minutes. Sherrard, Silvet, 7 minutes. Springdale, about 11 minutes. And Valley Camp, around 12 minutes. So you can see some other population centers. I kind of drug the track out a little bit because this does go past the tornado warning, just so folks down the road will be able to know as well. But a lot of these later cities are outside of our coverage area. So again, a tornado warning for less than a minute now. We'll see if it is allowed to expire. Not seeing anything in the way of an extension coming, but we are seeing upwards of just past 70-mile-per-hour winds the radar is indicating to us, and we are fairly close to this radar site. So let's go ahead and look at the terminal Doppler, and not really seeing anything in the way of concern here either from this view. So I believe this tornado warning will likely be allowed to expire pretty quickly here within the next minute, and we will be able to end the stream. But I did say that already, and we did get another one. So we cover 120 counties, and a lot of storm activity is happening across the area today. So as this storm cluster continues to move off to the east, we'll continue to monitor it. Again, that tornado warning, I'll go back down to it. Oh, it's gone. So the tornado warning has been has been canceled early, just about a minute early. So we once again are tornado warning free. I'll go ahead and zoom out and put the radar into motion so you can see this line continuing to push off to the northeast, almost out of our coverage area, affecting eastern Ohio, the panhandle of West Virginia, and then eventually into Pittsburgh. We're going to hold it here for just a minute because I don't want to end it and have another warning pop up here. But all indications are right now that we are tornado warning clear, and we are just dealing with 3 severe thunderstorm warnings in our coverage area. So for that, just looking over some other questions here. Again, we're not going to be able to get to individual locations. It's not that easy. So backing out here, we'll just give a wide perspective here. You can see kind of the rotation, or the kind of rotating storm system in its entirety here, with these storms moving north and these storms moving off to the northeast. So again, just let these storms get through. We can go back to any evening or weekend plans that we have. Just remember, when thunder roars, go indoors, secure any loose articles, items outside, such as lawn furniture, trash barrels, chairs, anything that could potentially be thrown around and do damage from these winds coming through. But right now we are tornado warning free. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So again, I am forecaster Brant Warren here in the Weather Center for the Bell Park Weather Network, and all of our amazing staff that work tirelessly, voluntarily, each and every day. We would like to wish you a safe day. And if we need to come back on here for an additional tornado warning, we will. And stay safe, everybody. For the Bell Park Weather Network, I'm Brant Warren. Stay safe.